As we know, the main bone of contention in these negotiations and for British members of Parliament has been the Irish backstop. Do you think the Irish government's willing to shift on this at all?
No, in a word, no, Bell. For two reasons. First of all, from an EU perspective, the withdrawal agreement itself is sealed and it won't be reopened. It won't be renegotiated, not just from an Irish perspective, but from an EU perspective in all member states. That much is clear from the last council meeting in December. In relation to the backstop, you're right. It is the most, it's the gravest, I suppose, stumbling block of passing this withdrawal treaty. But the Irish government and Brussels both say that this is necessary as an insurance policy to protect peace on the island of Ireland, and the Good Friday Agreement, which provides that no border should be down the island separating Northern Ireland and the Irish state. So what the governments on both sides, the British, the Irish and the EU, would try to do would provide maybe Theresa May with further assurances that will prove that the backstop will be temporary if it's ever implemented, and it will be superseded by something else. But certainly the Irish government is not willing to move or change the backstop in any substantial way that would make it less legally viable.
The Irish have a lot to lose from a no-deal scenario. Does that mean, do you think, that they'll be trying to persuade the EU to give some assurance on this backstop?
Indeed, I think that Brussels and Dublin would like to do what they can to help Theresa May to pass this deal over the line. As it stands, the numbers aren't there for her. So there are a few concerns. First of all, that if she's given assurances over the next couple of weeks that they may not be enough to pass this treaty in the House of Commons anyway, and that she would return looking for more and more. So that's one concern. The second concern is the fact that whatever they give, and if whether it's, as you mentioned there at the top, maybe assurances on nailing down elements of the future relationship, or assurances that the backstop itself will only be temporary, that they just may not be enough, because there's such a hard line anti-backstop, anti-withdrawal treaty context in the UK at the moment. So that just simply wouldn't be enough. As you mentioned there, Ireland is bracing itself at the same time, because from an economic perspective, a no-deal Brexit would be very harmful to the Irish economy, but most importantly would be very destructive for the Good Friday Agreement. So it's a very difficult and tense time. We heard from the Irish Prime Minister last night, however, and he was very complimentary towards Theresa May and that interview with Andrew Marr, where she said that the backstop was necessary and that to ensure there wouldn't be a hard border on the island of Ireland. But as I mentioned there, government sources saying they can only do so much to help Theresa May now.